Now is the perfect time of year to tackle those weeds in your patio. Of course, you can try and pull them out by hand from the cracks, but the problem is you can see this leaf system on top of the weed, but there's a whole root system underneath the weed, and unless you get all of that root out, the weed is simply going to regrow next year, giving you more problems and potentially causing damage underneath your patio. So today I'm going to treat the patio with Roundup Pump and Go. So this is great for treating large areas like a patio. So what I'm doing is just pumping some pressure into the pump and go, and then I need to lock the handle off there, take the nozzle at the side and make sure that it's unlocked and ready to go. Spray the weed, target it exactly where I want it, and when I'm finished I just need to make sure that I lock the nozzle off, store it away, and it's ready for use again next time. Now is the perfect time to plant roses. What you need to do is dig yourself a decent hole, and you need to make sure that the hole is the same depth, the same level as the top of the pot that your rose is in, and that way you'll make sure that the plant doesn't sink into the hole and become waterlogged. If you break up the soil at the bottom of the hole, and then there's a great tip for you. If you take yourself a banana skin and pop that at the bottom of the hole, take your rose, just knock it gently out of the pot, pop the rose on top of the banana skin and fill the soil back in around it, then what will happen is that banana skin will rot down and give the rose lots of lovely fertiliser, lots of potassium, which will actually build the immunity of the rose, making sure it's a really healthy plant. And don't forget to give your rose some water. So in an area like this, in my flower bed where I've got my roses, I wouldn't really want to use the spray because I'd be concerned about that sort of affecting the rose. So what I'm going to use is this Roundup gel, and all I need to do is just a few clicks and the gel comes up to the surface, and I dab that onto the weed itself, and what will happen is that gel will go down to the roots and it will kill off the weed completely, so that in a week or so those weeds will be gone and my rose will be thriving. So this is an area that I want to get ready to plant some new shrubs in. As you can see, there are quite a few weeds there, and I want to make sure that I clear this area so they won't be competing with the shrubs. And what's a great tool for that is the Roundup Pump and Go. It will make sure that all of these weeds are killed off and they won't compete with my shrubs. And what's brilliant is that it won't affect the shrubs and the small trees that are already in place, because Roundup has only taken up through the leaves down to the roots. So all I need to do is a couple of pumps, lock the handle off. If I take the sprayer, just pull it out, and I'm good to go, and I can treat all of the weeds in this area, and in a week or so that will all be clear, ready for my shrubs, and they should thrive. It's really easy to forget to sow seeds. So on a miserable day like today, if you can get your seeds out of your old biscuit tin where you're probably storing them and just sort them out into the months that they need to be sown, take an old shoebox, divide it into months, and then you can simply file the seeds according to the month they need to be sown. It's a little bit geeky, but it's really satisfying when your box is empty and you've got a garden full of beautiful flowers. And it's great to know that you haven't wasted money on seeds that won't be used.